Hello TK, for today's phonics lesson, we will really be listening for that k sound that the letter C makes. So before we begin, let's go ahead and do our objective. Our objective is what we are going to learn. It's what we're going to be talking about. So repeat after me. I can identify things that begin with C. Now that we went over our objective, let's go ahead and remind ourselves what that letter C says with our song. To make a letter C, 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 it's half a circle, C, C, C. It looks like ears on me, me, but it's C, C, C. To make a letter C, 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 it's half a circle, C, C, C. It looks like ears on me, me, but it's C, C, C. A little faster. To make a letter C, 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 it's half a circle, C, C, C. It looks like ears on me, me, but it's C, C, C. To make a letter C, 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 it's half a circle, C, C, C. It looks like ears on me, me, but it's C, C, C. Good job, TK. So the letter C says K. Now let's go ahead and take out our materials for today's lesson. Today's phonics lesson is this worksheet, your beginning sounds worksheet, your mini book, and crayons, and of course your pencil. So step one, we want to take out our worksheet and write our first name. That is always our first step. In order to help you understand what a beginning sound is, I'm going to be using our sound hound. Our sound hound here has three parts to him. He has the beginning, the middle, and the end. So the beginning is in the front. That's the start of a word. So whenever I point to this part of my arm, I am talking about the beginning. The beginning of the word is what we hear first. So when we say k, at, what did we hear in the beginning? We said k, right? Cat. K, k was the first sound we heard. That is the C sound. So does cat begin with the letter C? Yes, it does. You're going to take your pencil and circle the cat because it does begin with the letter C. Now we're moving on to k, cactus. Go ahead and take your arm out. K, actus. K. Is the C sound in the beginning? Yes, it is. So we're going to circle our cactus. Now the next image. We have a k, cup. Do you hear the letter C sound in the beginning of the word k, up? K. Yes, the C sound is there. So we are going to circle our cup because it begins with the letter C. It has that C sound at the beginning. Moving on to donut. If we break down that word, what do you hear in the beginning? O-nut. Donut. Yeah, that's not the k sound. So we're going to put an X on our donut because it does not begin with C. Moving on to camera. Let's break that down. Camera. Camera. Yes, it begins with the letter C. So we're going to circle our camera. So now we're moving on to our next image. This is an alligator. Does alligator, does that begin with the k sound? Alligator? No, right? It does not begin with k. It begins with a. So we're going to put an X. Move on to our next image. We have curtains. Curtains. Does it begin with the k sound? Yes, it does. So you're going to circle curtains. Good job, TK. We have a couple more pictures. We have B. E. What does it begin with? It begins with the B sound. It does not begin with the K sound. So we're going to put an X on B. Now move on to carrot. Does carrot, does that begin with the K sound? Yes, it does. So you're going to circle carrot. We only have 3 pictures left. We have our door. Do you hear door? Do you hear that D sound? Yeah, that's not the k sound. That is not the C sound. So we're going to put an X on door. Let's think about octopus. Remember, we're looking for the k sound. Octopus. Does that begin with k? No, right? So we're putting an X on octopus. Our last picture, we have a k, caterpillar. What do we think, TK? Should we color this? K, caterpillar. K in the beginning? Yes, it does have the k sound in the beginning. So we're going to circle our last picture. Okay, TK, now that we found all the things that begin with the letter C sound on our worksheet, you are going to finish by coloring all the ones that you circled. You will take a picture of your worksheet completed and colored, and you will also include your mini book in your picture, and you will be finishing this sheet with your parents. You are to do the same thing we did together, except on your mini book. You are only circling and coloring the things that begin with that k, k sound. So both of these worksheets have to be in the picture you submit on Class Dojo. Good luck, TK. I believe in you. You got this.